President Hakainde Hichilema has called for peace and unity as Zambia mourns the death of former Republican President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Doctors may resume duties voluntarily after the Association and Health Ministry reach mutual understanding. And low water levels continue to impact electricity production despite strong rainy seasons. More details are coming up.
News Desk at 8 with Justin Mulenga.
Good evening once again. Thank you for joining us on tonight's edition of the News Desk at 8 p.m. Remember that you can be in touch with us by following us from our social media handles and our website. Let's get straight into the first news item. Much earlier on, we did get to see the president addressing the nation, where he has called for peace and unity. Now, this comes after the family of the former Republican President Edgar Lungu preferred that President Hakainde Hichilema does not attend the funeral, citing well-known reasons without elaborating them. Let's quickly recap on what the president said.
Fellow citizens, it has now been 7 days since the untimely passing of our sixth Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Our thoughts remain with the bereaved family, whose pain is shared by many across the nation. Those who loved, respected, and honored President Lungu for his service to our country. Indeed, Zambia is a nation in mourning, not just for the loss of our former head of state, but for the last of the 6 men who have had the honor of leading our beloved republic before me. In this moment of collective grief, I wish to make a solemn call, a call for peace, a call for love, a call for unity. Let us embrace the bereaved family, the Patriotic Front Party, and their supporters with compassion and solidarity. Not as a political rival or political rivals, but as fellow Zambians, brothers and sisters who share a common destiny. Our political differences do not make us enemies. They make us participants in a dynamic democracy. A family with different views but shared aspirations. This diversity of opinion is a fundamental right that must be protected, especially in times of national mourning. We understand that some among us may express their pain through anger. And while this is human, or a human response to loss, we must meet it with understanding, patience, and indeed restraint. Now more than ever, compassion must guide our actions. To our members in the UPND, to other political parties, all national stakeholders, I urge you to respond to this moment with dignity, empathy, and respect. Do not allow yourselves to be drawn into provocation or division fueled by those who seek to exploit our pain for political gain. And yet, let us be clear, we shall not allow lawlessness, disorder, or anarchy to take root. We are a nation built on the rule of law, and that law must prevail without fear or favor. As a Christian nation, we turn to God for wisdom. We pray for His comfort, His peace, and His guiding hand over our beloved republic. Let love lead. Let unity bind us. Let our conduct reflect the greatness of our spirit as Zambians. As president, my sacred duty is to serve all citizens, regardless of political affiliation, ethnicity, race, or creed. Now is the time to put aside our differences, to rise above division, to work together for the common good. Let us show the world that even in moments of sorrow, Zambians respond with grace, dignity, and unshakable belief that good shall always triumph over evil. We make this humble and sincere plea. Let us allow the people of Zambia to bid farewell to their former president with respect and honor that befits the high office he once held. We trust in God. We trust in his purpose for our nation. May we mourn together in dignity, in unity.
Now, earlier in the day, we did see the former First family issuing a statement which was read on their behalf by the family spokesperson in Makebi Zulu. They have reaffirmed plans to hold a private funeral in line with his expressed wishes, that is, the former Republican President Edgar Lungu. And speaking on their behalf further, Makebi Zulu said the late president had made clear his desire for a private send-off and all preparations had been finalized to reflect that request.
It is exactly 7 days since Zambia's former president Edgar Lungu answered the Lord's call while receiving medical treatment in South Africa. 7 days after his demise, his body has not yet been repatriated home due to failure by the family and the government to reach a consensus. As such, the family of the late former head of state have demanded for a private funeral procession with President Hakainde Hichilema nowhere near the body.
The said meetings, it was made known that the family had already put in place all logistics to address the wishes of the deceased, that his mortal remains be conveyed by the family privately and not the government of the Republic of Zambia, and that President Hakainde Hichilema should not be anywhere near the body of President Edgar Lungu for reasons that have since become common cause.
However, the government acknowledges the family's wish, but has reminded them that the former head of state was a president for all Zambians.
The late former president was representing all of us. And of course now the person representing all of us in life is the current president. So as Zambians, of course, we'll look at it from that perspective. Much as we respect that the bereaved family will have its own views.
But PF member Chishimba Kamwili says government should respect the wish of the family.
My only wish is that these issues can be resolved. And I think above all, we must respect the wishes of the family. That's all I can say.
The church, on the other hand, wants to see a united Zambia above politics.
School will educate your head, God educates your heart. Our education now, the hearts of Zambians must learn to forgive. The hearts of Zambians must learn to unite. Zambia must learn to love each other. Zambia must learn to work together as one.
Zambia is well known for unity. Zambia is well known that in times like these, we bury our differences.
Students and other citizens who visited Belvedere Lodge, a designated funeral place, equally wants to see peace above politics.
It is so disheartening to see how much people on social media are shedding disunity on social media.
I am appealing to the family of the late President Lungu. Please have the heart, find your heart from your bottom of your heart to forgive.
At this point in time, I would urge all mourners to honor him to mourn him in dignity.
And diplomats have equally been visiting Belvedere Lodge to write in the book of condolences in honor of the late head of state.
Yes, it seemed fit to honor the memory of His Excellency President Lungu, who worked tirelessly in this direction, as well as the presidents before him, after that, and all the people of Zambia, because it takes 20 million people to make a country the way it is.
With the 7 days of national mourning coming to an end, what is next regarding the laying to rest of a man who served the country for over 6 years? Prudence Chota for Diamond News.
We take our first set of commercials, and when we get back, we have the business news coming up with Tapiwa Ngoma. But for now, I leave you with the weather update, thereafter the Diamond Insight. This is your Diamond Insight on a call that we don't let this moment divide us. Zambia is a nation of peace. This is not a slogan. It is the soul of our identity. In our history, we have faced challenges, transitions, and losses. But through it all, we have always chosen dialogue over violence, unity over division, and peace over provocation. The passing of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu has brought the nation to a standstill, as it should. He was a former head of state, a leader who bore the responsibility of guiding this nation. But in the days since his death, we have witnessed rising tensions, a deepening political rift, and now a claim from the family that it was his dying wish that President Hakainde Hichilema not come near his body. This is a moment charged with grief, emotion, and history. But let us be clear, this is also a test of our national character. We must not allow the pain of one chapter to tear apart the pages of our collective story. Political differences do not and must not override our common humanity. Leaders will come and go, but the Zambian people, peaceful, proud, resilient, will remain. That is the nation we inherited, and that is the nation we must protect. We call on citizens to reject the lure of partisan anger. We call on political leaders, both in government and the opposition, to show restraint, maturity, and wisdom. And we call on the Lungu family in their time of deep sorrow to remember that even in grief, we have a duty to the nation, a duty to preserve peace and honor a legacy, not inflame tensions. This moment is not about who attends a funeral. It is about who we are as a people. We have continued to talk about this, not to dwell on division, but because this is a moment to remember what binds us, our shared history, our democratic values, and our belief in unity. Zambia's greatest inheritance is not its minerals or land, it is peace. Let us not give that up, not even now, especially not now.
Good evening. You are watching the Diamond News Desk at 8. My name is Tapiwa Ngoma. The following are stories that we'll be looking at this evening as far as business is concerned. What we will be reviewing is Zambia among Africa's top 10 industrialized nations. Later on, IBEX residents urge ZESCO to improve security. We will review the Kwacha's performance that has been really good the past 2 weeks or so and seeing how we were trading today, but also look at what the commodity prices do look like as of today. So stay tuned. With the business news details, my name is Tapiwa Ngoma. Zambia has been ranked among Africa's top 10 industrialized countries, according to a new report by the African Exponent, a leading business information platform for entrepreneurs and investors across the continent. The country's manufacturing sector continues to grow steadily, driven by strong performance in agriculture, construction, and consumer goods. This upward trend highlights Zambia's ongoing efforts to diversify its economy and provide while promoting value addition through local production. Economist Mijelo Maunga pointed to a successful 2024-2025 farming season as a key factor behind this growth. He noted that the expected bumper harvest would provide a surplus of agricultural commodities essential for the agro-processing industry, further boosting Zambia's industrial base.
In a promising development for the Southern African region, Zambia has been ranked among Africa's top 10 most industrialized countries. The announcement comes from a new report released by the African Exponent, a respected business information platform for entrepreneurs and investors across the continent. Zambia's manufacturing sector continues to demonstrate steady growth, driven by strong performances in agriculture, construction, and consumer goods. This positive trend reflects the country's ongoing efforts to diversify its economy and enhance value through local production. Economist Mijelo Maunga has expressed optimism about Zambia's industrial outlook. He attributes the positive momentum to the successful 2024-2025 farming season, highlighting that the bumper harvest will provide abundant raw materials essential for the agro-processing industry.
Building on the positive momentum which is being experienced in the wider economy. Why is this the case? If we look at agricultural output, the news of a favorable harvest from the 2024 to 2025 farming season. Now, what this would do for the industrial sector is that it provides an abundance of agricultural commodities, primary agricultural commodities. These are then used in the agro-processing sector within the manufacturing industry, and Zambia is a leading exporter to markets such as the DRC, particularly of food products, value-added food products. There are several other markets within our region that we are looking to penetrate, such as Angola. That's the primary one amongst all the other members of the SADC community, as well, and together with the COMESA member states. Now, if we go to the mining sector, mineral output is on an upward trend. Now, as was the case with agricultural output,
In relation to this, and speaking in an interview with Diamond News on the sidelines of the recently concluded 2025 Bloomberg Africa Business Media Innovation event in Livingston, Finance and National Planning Minister Dr. Situmbeko Msokotwane has emphasized the importance of sustained economic growth.
But sometimes it's good when the same information comes from not from governments, not from IMF, but from independent people like this, from Tanzania analysis. I think this is precisely what we want. The economy must grow year after year. And people should not think that because the economy has grown 6-7% in 1 year, then all the problems have been sorted out. It will not be like that. It requires consistency year after year after year, for 10, 15 years. But of course, each year you see some improvement. But for an improvement to become so visible that many people
even those who are skeptics. You need that consistent growth for many years. We've grown now consistently for the last 4 years. If we grow for another 4 years like this, you see how things are going to change. And truly speaking, this is the only answer. There is no magic to ending poverty other than creating more wealth. There is nothing.
With this recognition, Zambia joins the ranks of Africa's leading industrial nations and is well on its way to becoming a regional powerhouse in manufacturing and production. Rachel Mumba for Diamond News.
Residents of Ibex Hill have called on ZESCO to enhance security measures on transformers following a series of vandalism incidents in the area. Speaking to Diamond News, resident Dominic Kalemba described the repeated vandalism as economic sabotage. He emphasized that replacing damaged equipment puts an unplanned financial strain on ZESCO, which in turn affects service delivery. Another resident, Maurice Chisenga, urged ZESCO to collaborate with law enforcement and introduce regular police patrols in the area. He added that persistent vandalism of cables and transformers has led to frequent power outages, worsening the already limited electricity supply in the community.
These fragments and oil drips are what was left when the transformer in this area was stolen last week. This site is what residents of this part of Ibex Hill have become accustomed to, a grim reminder of the continuous vandalism of electricity transformers in the community. Speaking to Diamond News, a concerned resident, Dominic Kalemba, describes the recurring vandalism as an act of economic sabotage. He explains that the repeated replacement of stolen or damaged equipment places an unplanned financial burden on ZESCO, ultimately affecting the quality and consistency of power supply.
We've been experiencing a lot of transformer vandalisms and theft of ZESCO cables of late. And from the look of things, it's like ZESCO just come and replace, and they don't seem to bother about putting some security measures to safeguard their infrastructure. Because obviously it's costing them millions and millions of kwachas to replace these things. But what we're thinking as residents is that maybe ZESCO can install some kind of intruder alert systems on their equipment so that the moment someone tampers with the equipment, they are alerted and they can send a security team to sort it out. Also, as residents, we're trying to mobilize so that we can also put some measures on our own, because this affects us directly. Once this transformer is stolen, then we have no power for some time.
Another resident, Maurice Chisenga, has appealed to the power utility company to collaborate with law enforcement and introduce regular police patrols in the area.
Bantu wemapitana kuno ni wakawarara chekwasira so ngati wangapangeko ma patrols baonako ba polisi or baonako ba ZESCO aburo checking ako vamene hivi na wevi wakawarara wengambeko kuyopa manje imwe mankalira kukafipa chekuno kumankala chekulibe muntu yapitana sitima onako oro ba polisi upanga ko ma patrols oro bamvera kuti kulinkani yaso so mabwera kuti ba checking baone oro kuchitako patrol madeze yabwerako wakachita cheri place ni chikwasira baendere so kufuni.
The residents of Ibex Hill are now calling on ZESCO to strengthen security measures following a string of transformer thefts and vandalism incidents that have plunged the area into frequent darkness. Rachel Mumba for Diamond News.
Let's now see what the kwacha has looked like as far as its performance on the international market. Your money markets this evening will show the kwacha against the United States dollar as of close of business today. Let's see how that was trading. The US dollar was buying at 24 kwacha 64 ngwe and selling at 25 kwacha 5 ngwe as of 12th June 2025. These rates are courtesy of the Zambia National Commercial Bank and the Bank of Zambia. Moving on, we take a look at our construction commodity prices, seeing how much you'll be purchasing different construction commodities as you go out to shop for them. This courtesy of the Zambia National Building Society. A P-trap with adapter is what we're looking at this evening. Flexible sink drain pipe. This will cost you somewhere around 560 kwacha. Our second item this evening is a hand drill. It's a multifunctional drilling machine, electric driver with a small pistol drill. This will cost you somewhere around 2,840 kwacha when you do go out to look for it. Remember that these construction commodity prices are brought to you by the Zambia National Building Society. What we have now is seeing how the commodities are looking like when you do go out to shop, so stay tuned for those. Your commodity prices will show you the average price of your commodities when you go out to shop at your local supermarket. Do keep in mind that the prices are average, so they could be higher or less depending on where you're buying them from. 1 kg of beef will cost you an average of 100 kwacha, 2 kg of sugar about 70 kwacha, 2.5 kg of flour around 95 kwacha, a tray of eggs between 100 and 110 kwacha, 10 kg of breakfast meal, 190 kwacha. A roller variant will cost you 153 kwacha on average. Stay where you are. Non-food items look a little something like this. When you do go out to shop, you will see the non-food items as toilet paper as the first item that we'll be looking at. 10 rolls of toilet paper at 85 kwacha, 175 grams of toothpaste between 26 kwacha and 35 kwacha. 1.5 kg of washing powder will cost you nothing more than 135 kwacha. To close it off with a bar of bathing soap, it will cost you between 19 and 29 kwacha. These altogether are your commodity prices. And with that, we conclude our business this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay where you are, because after these very short messages, we'll be coming back with some investment news showing you what you should look out for as far as investment is concerned.
Business News was brought to you by Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank. Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, making tomorrow possible.
Investment news details this evening. The Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, with support from Lobido Corridor Project under the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, has announced a trade mission and solo exhibition to be held in Luanda, Angola, from July 24th to July 26, 2025. According to ZDA Head of Communications and Public Relations, Kwali Mfuni, the mission aims to strengthen economic ties between Zambia and Angola by building on existing bilateral trade agreements and regional infrastructure projects, especially the Lobito Corridor. Trade between the two countries has been growing, with Zambia's exports to Angola reaching 8.46 million USD. With enhanced access and engagement platforms, ZDA believes its figure can increase significantly. The event will include a solo exhibition of Zambian companies and pre-arranged business-to-business meetings with Angolan importers, distributors, and potential partners. Participating companies will receive exhibition cubicles with basic furnishing and interpreter services. ZDA is targeting 50 export-ready companies from all sectors. While participants will cover their own travel and accommodation, ZDA will provide shipping of up to 20 kilograms of exhibition per company. That is our investment news this evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. We continue with the rest of the news desk at 8. My name is Tapu Ngoma. Have a pleasant evening.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us on the news desk. Let's continue with the rest of it. United Kingdom Minister for Africa, Ray Collins, has visited Zambia Sugar in Mazabuga district this morning and praised the company's role in supporting economic development. He said he has also encouraged further investment to boost growth in the region. Now, during the tour, Lord Collins emphasized the need to prioritize climate change, water management and health health, as critical components of sustainable economic progress. He highlighted the UK's Mission 300 initiative, in which Zambia is a key participant, calling for greater investment in solar energy. The initiative focuses on enhancing power generation and ensuring reliable electricity distribution as a foundation for national development. Zambia Sugar Managing Director Oswald Mangwenzi accompanied the minister during the visit and showcased the company's ongoing sustainability efforts.
The visit by the UK Minister for Africa, Lord Collins, took place in Mazabuka district of Southern Province at Zambia Sugar PLC. Zambia Sugar Managing Director Oswald Magwenzi explained the purpose of the visit.
It's really to appreciate what British investment is doing in Zambia, to support further investment in the future that will employ people and contribute to economic development.
Lord Collins highlighted that green energy is essential as it represents a key example of power diversification. He noted that the byproducts used in electricity generation at Zambia Sugar can also support the use of solar power, creating a real mix of sustainable energy sources.
Did the introductory speech last week to Mission 300, which Zambia is part of, and signed a compact in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. And we are absolutely focused. The main important generation power is so essential for economic growth. But we also need to ensure that power is distributed across the whole country, reaching what the target is in the continent, 300 million people. So that partnership together can result in everyone sharing from the benefits of energy and power. That security is really important.
And according to the minister, in his introductory remarks on the Mission 300 in Dar es Salaam of Tanzania, a program Zambia is part of, says the UK is committed to support power generation as it is a driver of economic growth.
I mean, green energy is really important. I mean, this plant is also an example of diversification in terms of power. You know, this is a virtual circle here where the raw cane sugar is the byproduct of the cane is used to power the generation, generating electricity. It can also be used in terms of the solar power that we can have, so you can have a real mix of power sources.
During the visit, the UK Minister for Africa also toured the water treatment plant at Zambia Sugar, as well as the Nakambara factory, to appreciate the company's efforts in contributing to the economic development. Helga Chibwe, Damo News, Mazabuka district in Southern Province.
From the health sector, health facilities on the Copperbelt have been warned against the unnecessary issuance of prescriptions amid reports of sufficient stock levels of essential medicines across the province. Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA, Senior Corporate Communications Officer Enoch Lusoke, said the province has recorded significant improvements in healthcare service delivery thanks to the improved availability of essential medicines in health facilities. He made the remarks shortly after paying a courtesy call on Copperbelt Provincial Chief Pharmacist Diana Nambozi, who confirmed that the province currently has over 90% availability of essential medicines at the primary healthcare level and above 80% at hospital level.
In terms of essential medicines and ARVs.
ZAMSA's Senior Corporate Communications Officer Enoch Lusoke says that the improved drug supply is a result of a strengthened distribution system and government's commitments to consistent healthcare delivery.
And this is an indication that when patients come, they should find the medication. So we do not expect patients to be given prescriptions unnecessarily by the health workers, but to try the best in giving them the available medicines so that people have easy and equitable access to medicines.
Copperbelt Province Chief Pharmacist Diana Namozi confirmed the province's improved medical stock situation, attributing the success to ZAMSA's dependable supply chain over recent months.
So when facilities run low in terms of commodities, the hub is coming in to replenish these commodities. As a result, the province has been stable for the past few months, and I can say from 2023 to date. So for now, as a province, we have adequate stocks.
At Njelemani Rural Health Center, the story is also different as the situation has improved.
In terms of the percentages, I think I would say we are at 95% in terms of these commodities. And then when we look at our clients that we attend to, we give them the drugs that they need, since we are at 95.
As Zambia pushes forward with its health sector reforms, the Copper Belt may now serve as an example of what is possible when systems work. Love More Sondash for Diamond News.
That is all we had for you this evening on the news desk at 8 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, for these and more news updates, be sure to follow our social media platforms and utilize our website, which is diamondtvzambia.com. Coming up at 21:15 hours is This Day. Tingindaba Jonah Bioya gets to host Richwell Siamnene, former defense minister under the Patriotic Front regime. My name is Justin Mulenga. Good evening.